Destiny 2 has been running for nearly a decade. After the conclusion of the Light vs. Darkness saga and the final shape, Bungie shifted to a new release model called the Year of Prophecy, which delivers two medium sized expansions per year instead of one large expansion and a handful of seasons. The Edge of Fate was the first test of this structure, offering fresh mechanics and a new destination, but still exhibiting the series' familiar issues: repetitive missions, recycled enemy arenas, and grinding loot treadmill. PvP remains undersupported. Crucible has become something players grind out for pinnacles rather than a reason to log in. The player base flocks to new content only to dip soon after, and Bungie has admitted the old formula was wearing people down. Leadership changes, layoffs, and the pressure of being part of Sony's portfolio have contributed to the feeling that the studio is in a transitional space. Yet longtime fans keep logging in, half out of habit and half out of hope. All eyes are now on Renegades, the next major expansion launching December 2nd, 2025. Bungie describes it as a space western caper built in partnership with Lucasfilms. Can this expansion turn Destiny 2's Slump into a revival? This script explores what Renegades includes and what it must accomplish to reignite the community. Setting the story: smugglers, syndicates, and Star Wars. Renegades is set after the events of Edge of Fate. The Vanguard disbands and players defy its orders to pursue the Drifter, who has been captured and frozen in stasis while a new Cabal faction, the Baron Imperium, rises to power. The narrative leans heavily into Star Wars tropes. Bungie draws clear parallels between Destiny factions and Star Wars archetypes. The Dredgen represents the Sith. The Baron Imperium mirrors the Emperor, and the Proxic Order stand in for the Jedi. Even the Drifter's icy imprisonment is a homage to Han Solo and Carbonite. Players will navigate a world of shadows and syndicates from a new social space called Theresis Outpost. This hub is essentially Destiny 2's underworld. Guardians meet shady characters, accept illicit contracts, and manage their reputation. Theresis introduces three major syndicates, each with distinct personalities and rewards. The Pikers, Elixni, an anarchist biker gang that rejects machine worship. Totality Division, Baron Imperium subset, a Scion-run group led by Rayo. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but yeah. Tharis Reformation, Vex, a breakaway faction of Maya's Vex. Players will build notoriety with these factions, sometimes helping and sometimes working against them to unlock new story beats, gear, and a special endgame mission that leads to a new dungeon. Lawless Frontier, Destiny meets Mandalorian. At the heart of Renegades is Lawless Frontier, a cooperative activity described by Bungie as chaotic sandbox of smuggling, sabotage, and bounty hunting. It functions as the main activity you launch from the holomap. Guardians pick a destination: Mars, Venus, or Europa. Choose a job type: bounty hunt, sabotage, or smuggle, and select a target faction: Cabal, Vex, or Fallen. Each job plays out differently. Objectives change, day-night cycles shift, and mission timers enforce a get-in, get-out rhythm. Bungie's also bringing back the invasion mechanic, a PvPvE twist where one player invades another fire team as a contracted hitman. This version is opt-in. Both the invader and the target team must choose to participate, and the mode fits seamlessly into the Lawless Frontier endgame loop. The idea borrows from Gambit, but aims to give players agency and variety. Renegade abilities. Renegades introduces 9 Renegade abilities, special powers not tied to subclasses. Guardians unlock them through the campaign and post-game activities, then choose which to bring into each job. These abilities come in 3 categories. Vehicle abilities. Call in vehicles like the Cabal Walker, Interceptor, or Swoop Bike. They function as temporary vehicles for combat and traversal. Defense abilities. Deploy turrets or defensive walls to protect teammates. Offensive abilities. Call airstrikes, drop pods, or heavy artillery to obliterate enemies. There are 7 upgrade paths across these 9 base abilities, giving build crafting flexibility. Because they're not subclass based, they won't disrupt the current light/darkness subclass meta, but instead act as situational tools. Loot and arsenal. The expansion partnership with Lucasfilms introduces a new weapon archetype, blasters, which are energy-based weapons that swap reloads for cooldowns. This mechanic likely plays with Destiny 2 weapons sandbox by favoring sustained fire over reload management. Another highlight is the Praxic Blade, a lightsaber-inspired sword tied to the Praxic Order. New armor sets, Star Wars-themed cosmetics, and an exotic ship inspired by an X-Wing add to the space western aesthetic. A new dungeon is scheduled to launch in the second week of the expansion, around December 13th, 2025. The Slump. Why Destiny 2 needs Renegades to succeed. To understand what Renegades must fix, we need to examine Destiny 2's recent slump. As Stuart Lang's 411 Mania review notes, the game has spent years on predictable cycle. One big expansion followed by 3 or 4 smaller seasons. Players consume new content quickly and then leave until the next drop. Even the Edge of Fate, with its new destinations and mechanics, suffered from repetitive missions and the same loot treadmill. PvP feels like an afterthought. Trials weekends remain sweaty but lack the draw they once had. This fatigue has been exacerbated by internal turmoil. Bungie has faced leadership changes, layoffs, and pressure from its parent company Sony, creating uncertainty. Many longtime content creators have taken breaks or openly criticized the game's direction. Player counts on platforms like Steam reach record lows in mid-2025, with community discussions frequently asking if Destiny is dying. Bungie responds by retiring the seasonal model and promising more substantial, spaced-out updates, but the Year 8 known issue list still contains dozens of technical and progression bugs. Example, missing bounties, broken power caps, and mission progress failures. New players are also struggling to catch up. The game's systems are complex with outdated onboarding and power grind hurdles. What Renegades must do to turn things around. A successful expansion must do more than deliver new content. It needs to address systematic issues and rebuild goodwill. Here are a few key areas where Renegades must excel. Number 1. Freshness over grind. Varied mission designs, the Lawless Frontier dynamic objectives, changing locations, job types, and enemy factions already point to a variety. Bungie should ensure the story missions and the new dungeons also avoid repetition. Procedural encounters, branching objectives, and time of day changes could keep activities feeling new. Meaningful progression. Shift the focus from pure power grind to reputation and influence, as planned. Notoriety with syndicates and unlocking renegade abilities must feel rewarding rather than time-gated busy work. Smart drop system. The new blaster weapons and Praxic Blade must be earned through engaging activities rather than low drop rate grind. Bungie might implement targeted farming or guaranteed drops after a certain number of runs. Number 2. Compelling storytelling and world building. Deeper character arcs. The Drifter's capture and relationship with the Vanguard offer a chance of moral complexity. Exploring the consequences of defying the Vanguard and working with shady syndicates can reinvigorate the narrative. Consequential choices. Let players' actions with syndicates affect story outcomes. Favoring one faction could lock to others, shaping the endgame and encouraging replay. New lore threads. Lean into the cosmic mystery by tying the Baron Imperium's superweapon and the Nine's involvement into the broader Destiny universe. Number 3. PvP revival. Dedicated maps and modes. Bungie should use Renegades to deliver new Crucible maps and a suite of updates. The opt-in invasion mechanic shows Bungie is experimenting. Applying similar innovation to competitive PvP could attract lapsed players. Better balancing. With 9 new Renegade abilities and blaster archetypes entering the sandbox, Bungie needs a proactive balance strategy. Frequent tuning and open communication about it can prevent the meta from stagnating. Reward reasons to play. Unique PvP armor, weapons or Renegade abilities exclusive to Crucible could make PvP more than a pinnacle chore. Number 4. Onboarding and catch-up mechanics. Streamline new player experience. The New Theros Outpost could host a mentor NPC who guides returning and new players through current systems. Consolidating old quests and offering catch-up packages can lower barriers. Account-wide unlocks. Renegade abilities and Syndicate reputation should apply across characters to reduce repetitive grinding on alts. Communication. Clear in-game tooltips and optional tutorials for systems like weapon crafting and modding can help players without forcing them into hour-long missions. Number 5. Technical stability and quality of life improvements. Fix existing bugs. Year 8's known issues range from missing bounties to mission progress not tracking correctly. Addressing these at launch shows Bungie is listening. Performance tuning. Ensure that Renegades runs smoothly on older consoles and PCs. Bungie's own support page warns players using integrated graphics to adjust settings due to crashes. Better UI. The Portal UI introduced an Edge of Fate improved navigation, but there's still confusion around loadouts, currencies, and reputation systems. Renegades should continue to unify and simplify the interface. Number 6. Meaningful endgame and replayability. Challenging dungeon. The upcoming dungeon should be more than another 3-boss gauntlet. Mechanics that leverage renegade abilities, branching paths, and unique puzzles could make it a favorite. Seasonal updates with purpose. While Bungie has moved away from the old seasonal model, quarterly updates must deliver content that meaningfully evolves the sandbox. For example, new syndicates with unique abilities, upgrades, or changes to lawless frontier jobs. Community challenges. Timed events, leaderboards, and cooperative tasks, example community-wide jobs to unlock global buffs and keep players engaged between expansion. Number 7. Communication and trust. Transparent roadmaps. Bungie should clearly outline what's coming after Renegades, including the schedule for expansions, updates, and major features. Unexpected content droughts breed frustration. Creator collaborations. Engaging community creators in preview sessions or design feedback can help rebuild goodwill, especially after many creators expressed a burnout. Listening to feedback. If certain Renegade abilities break PvP or job types feel tedious, Bungie must be ready to adjust quickly and communicate why. From Slump to Space Western Renaissance. Destiny 2's community is at an inflection point. The shift to the Year of Prophecy demonstrated that Bungie is willing to experiment, but the Edge of Fate still left players wanting. Renegades arrives with a bold premise, a Star Wars-inspired space western full of smugglers, syndicates, and new powers. Its lawless frontier mode, renegade abilities, Theris outpost, and Star Wars-themed loot all sound exciting. For Renegades to truly turn Destiny around, it must go beyond novelty. Bungie needs to deliver variety instead of grind. Compelling narrative choices, a revitalized PvP scene, strong onboarding for newcomers, technical stability, and a roadmap that reassures the community. If Renegades nails these elements, 2025 could mark the start of a new era and restore the sense of wonder that drew players into the world of Guardians and Light nearly a decade ago. Otherwise, it may be remembered as another missed opportunity, a flashy crossover that failed to fix the underlying issues. As the clock ticks towards December 2nd, the question isn't just whether Bungie can pull off the Space Western revival, it's whether we, the players, will push them to deliver. Destiny's future is a conversation, not a monologue. So tell us, what must Renegades do to win you back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this breakdown with your fire team, and let's make our voices as loud as the Vanguard's. If you found this deep dive helpful, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll be unpacking every Renegades update right up to launch. Destiny's next chapter is unwritten. Together, we can make it a comeback story this universe deserves.